can see from the surface can be misleading. Most of the iceberg is hidden under the water. Embarrassed, tricked, guilt, and offended. This is how anger works. Often when we are angry, there are other emotions hidden under the surface. Have you ever been in this situation where you would inevitably let go of your anger and then felt remorse afterwards? I do, most of the time. Where I would feel completely shattered and overwhelmed by this feeling, and I don't know exactly on how to handle it or express it in the right way. And I finally get my hands off on the right track when I start to know the true meaning of this feeling and how it came off me. There's a quote that sounds like, "The true fighter is never anger." So the major issue here, what is actually anger and how it triggers one person and how it could lead to something really bad. Anger is a natural reaction to challenge. It is a strong negative emotions of dissatisfaction, fury, and hatred that can strike anyone at any time. You can feel very upset every day, but you must learn on how to express it in order to minimize the problem it may come. So to get this straight, the main purpose why I'm standing here today is to spread or share tips to deal with anger that worked well for me to all of you that are juggling with this problem. So in today's talk, we're gonna take a look at all 3 tips on how to deal with this anger issue. Let's begin with the first tip, which is to think before you speak. So anger is like grasping a hot charcoal with the intent to throwing it at someone else, but instead you are the one who get yourself burnt. So you have to think before you speak, because people tend to say stupid things when they are angry. The words they let out can be harmful or non-beneficial. Also, they can have a direct impact in a situation's result, causing a position or bad reaction to both parties. So it's easier to say something you will later regret in the heat of the moment. Before you say anything, take a few moments to gather your thoughts. Allow individuals who are part of the issue to do the same. These are basic social skills needed to live a successful life. Thinking before you speak is also an element of good thinking. So words represent who we are through defining our identity and revealing our view of sensitivity. Our choice of words conveys our wisdom to stupidity to others who hear us. Let's move on to the next point, which is, please, ladies and gentlemen, please, do not hold a grudge. And do not take anything by heart is the best way to control our sense of anger. So also, forgiveness is an extremely effective strategy. Allowing anger and other bad emotion to overpower happy emotion might lead you to going swept away by your own bitterness or sense of fairness. Also, forgiving someone who has offended you might help you learn from the experience while also strengthening your anger issue. If you hold grudge, you might end up hurting as much as the person who inspired it. You are non-prone to retain a grudge if you have a low self-esteem, poor coping skill, and a short temper. Nonetheless, you yourself need to figure out what's keeping you of letting go of your resentment. To solve an issue, you must first understand the problem. When you allow yourself to perceive the problem, you might decide on how to proceed. I'd like to talk about the last and final point of the day, which is you might want to practice relaxation skills. So put your relaxation ability to use when your temper rises. So, for example, deep breathing exercise, visualizing a soothing landscape, or repeating a calming words or phrases such as "take it easy" can help you relax. So, does anyone ever feel like they just keep on talking to themselves when they having trouble or something like that? Because I do it most of the time, and sometimes I feel like people might think I'm crazy, but it worked for me very, very well. So you can also relax by listening to the music, or writing down a diary, or doing a few yoga positions, or whatever it takes to calm you down. So anger, on the other hand, is a very powerful emotion, and it might lead to unhappy or mental health problem if it left unchecked. So a few diseases caused or started by uncontrollable anger is bad temper and stress issues, and it might eventually lead to strokes. And it also can lead to irritation or aggressive behavior. So this can lead to social exclusion, health issue, and even abuse. So these methods operate by first calming you down and then assisting you in taking good steps forward. Anytime you feel like your anger is revealing, just the following anger management exercise until you feel calm. Ladies and gentlemen, I have talked about all three major points and tips on how to deal or control our anger issues. So in conclusion here, ladies and gentlemen, anger is controllable and manageable if only you know your inner boundaries and how to control it in the right way. Or you might end up being an angerholic. So I really hope that these little tips and tell of mine could really be beneficial to all of you here. And I would like to end my speech here with a quote that goes like this: "He conquers who endures." Thank you so much for lending me your ears today, and have a good day. Bye.